Spoiler alert, spoiler alert. The following video will contain spoilers from the Legends of Tomorrow episode titled Last Refuge. So, spoilers. If you don't want anything ruined for you, stop watching now. For everybody else, hey guys, Dave here. Okay, I gotta admit, I have been pleasantly surprised with this particular episode. I'd never really heard much about the villain, the Pilgrim, except she actually apparently was a part of Wet Works, and her powers were vastly different than what she currently has. Although they did seem to take the name and make her something definitely dangerous. I mean, a master assassin hired by the Time Masters to go back and kill people in their younger time, so essentially they're wiped out from the timeline. And we have the legends showing up at the burning house in Central City, getting ready to pop a very young Mick Rory. Turns out the legends are there, of course, in disguise as firemen. And we get to find out more about that night that kind of started to transform Mick into what he is. The Atom finally manages to get a surprise shot on Pilgrim. Does the whole Terminator speech thing for Mick, gets him out of there. And they start making their way through the time stream to try to stop the Pilgrim from hurting their younger selves. Next stop, Starling City, I should say, to get a young Sarah Lance, which was interesting because, you know, the Pilgrim's taking bullet shots and stuff like that. And the only way it really seemed to hurt her is to go hand-to-hand, toe-to-toe with her. So eventually they do rescue the young Sarah, and then the things seem to kind of go cold for the whole thing about trying to track the Pilgrim. So, unable to know exactly when they're going to be attacked, they start narrowing things down. Because Kendra can reincarnate, she's probably not going to be a target, and since the Time Masters keep things secret, including Rip, they don't know enough about him to go back to find his younger self. So, we start seeing Ray dealing with the whole relationship thing, trying to figure out what he wants to do with Kendra and what she's trying to do here. He starts getting massive internal hemorrhaging, and we start to find out that there is a slight window in the time of cause and effect between when something happens in the past and catches up on the Wave Rider. So that's kind of interesting little dynamic to see. Anyway, we have Ray collapsing. They find the specific time when he's getting attacked in 2014. So it's up to the Legends to try to take care of that. And we see Pilgrim actually take and freeze time as Firestorm tries to blast her. And she managed to stop that, but eventually, after blowing him away, you know, she can be taken by surprise, which is a good thing. So they save the younger Ray. Normal Ray starts to recover. He starts to tell Kendra about the ring. She accepts, and now she's not sure what the hell to do. Having a heartfelt conversation with Sarah about this. And meanwhile, young Sarah and young Mick are talking and fighting. It's crazy. Eventually, they figured the best way to do this was to go back and to save themselves in a younger time, just after they were born, actually on their birthdays, to remove themselves from that possibility. At one point, we even get to see Jax go back and find out about his father that died a couple weeks after he was born. And he managed to get a heart-to-heart thanks to Martin Stein with that, and that was pretty cool. So, young babies and everything are taken to a special cottage, as it were, the Last Refuge, as I talk about in here, where we get to find out about Rip's adoptive mother, and we even get another little name, Michael. So we now know that Rip's real name is Michael. And for you comic book fans, you know that this is just like his father. But that's not our story. So, old Mick is trying to have conversations with young Mick, trying to talk to him, guide him a little bit, try to get into his head, and it's interesting to see the development that Mick's doing. And it's really cool. This episode's got a lot of, you know, dealing with your past self and your heart-to-heart stuff, which is pretty cool. And they also figure out that, well, since Pilgrim's time manipulation ability it makes her pretty dang unstoppable, you're trying to figure out how to best deal with her. But then Pilgrim decides to send a message to the Wave Rider, saying that she's got Lisa Snart and all these others that if the Wave Rider crew doesn't turn themselves over, she's going to kill the people that they love. Rip offers up a solution. Instead of them, he offers up his younger self. That kind of sucks. Actually, it royally sucks. But there's also a lot of humor in here, especially when young Mick is holding baby Leonard Snart, and Mick is saying, "Don't drop my future partner in crime or I'll kill you." This is hilarious stuff. I mean, it bounces back and forth between comedy and serious, and that's kind of cool. But the meeting point, an old abandoned Time Master facility, where the mother ends up bringing young Rip, or Michael, and they get ready to do a trade-off. We manage to get Jax's dad to start doing the whole walk. They send young Rip to, apparently it looks like his doom, but it looks like they've got a plan in place. The atom's down to microscopic size. As soon as the Pilgrim's getting ready to make a move, Atom jumps in. She does a time freeze, and the legends pour on, and they start doing a tiered attack, and it's freaking awesome. She's right in the freaking crosshairs. She's slowly trying to circle around, trying to block all of them time-wise. And while she thinks she has enough of an opening, she's getting ready to deal with young Rip. And Rip pulls a frickin' knife, stabs her in the leg, gets her another time, and apparently the powers are based on concentration. She loses it, and she is mollywopped by one of the biggest, powerful, fire-powered dog piles I have ever seen on this show since Vandal Savage got taken out in the Flash Arrow crossover. That was awesome! I mean, just watching them all flash frozen, pun intended, it just pouring on. And then, is she going to dodge it? Is she not? Nope. Boom. We don't know if she's going to be able to come back again. Pilgrim in the comics does have a bit of a healing factor as well as time travel stuff, so I don't know if that's the thing they're going to go with it. But we also find out another interesting little problem. They managed to take the people back to the, their younger selves back to the keep, as it were. The loved ones are taken back, but also given amnesia pills so they don't remember what happened, so they don't screw up the timeline. But Martenstein finds out that his wife didn't seem to remember him at all anyway. And this could be a problem. It turns out that the longer they are removed from the timeline, that unless they are brought back, they're essentially going to act as, time's going to start catching up as if they're going to fade out of complete existence. So now, these guys are just as dangerous to their own lives as Vandal ever could be. So, next episode, we're going to have the Legends going up against them, Vandal Savage in his own time, where he's at the height of his power. Not an easy thing, but this is all or nothing time. This is fourth quarter, fourth down. This is time to go for it or not. And it looks like also Kender's making up her mind about, screw Destiny or for the curse or whatever. She says yes and wants to be happy with Ray, so good luck to them. This was actually a pretty darn good episode with a lot of highs and lows, but here's the part that kicks it. See, I like this show, but it made it personal. This show made it personal, and here's why. Jax tries to warn his father about the day that he supposedly dies being attacked in Somalia. The day he said, September 26th, is the day that his father dies. That was my father's birthday. So, the day that Jax loses his father is my deceased father's birthday. Any other day, any other 364 days out of the year, 365 if it's a leap year, they had to name September 26th. I know, this is the Batman versus Superman Martha moment for me, but it had a significance, and that touched me. And I may have to send a link to this video to Franz Dramé, the guy that plays Jax on it, just to say that, I've liked the show. I've watched it. It had its ups and downs, but the second that date, which was just probably chosen at random, made a more personal connection to me with the cast on the show. I've talked with Sierra Renee online. I love these guys and girls' performances. I've seen Wentworth Miller's, self-affirmation thing going on. I've seen this, and that one little moment connected with me on a big way. And guys, I got nothing but respect for all of you. I hope one day I can get to see you guys at a convention or something and just hang out. Or, I mean, my ultimate dream would be to do karaoke with you guys. I mean, I'm not as good as Sierra. I know this, but it'd just be cool to just hang out and do something like that one day with you guys. Like I said, that was a moment that made me connect more with the characters because it touched me on a personal level. But yeah, the show's got good, stuff going on. It's not afraid to take chances. I still think every time the Wave Rider touches down, they're screwing around with time just as much, if not more, than Fatal Savage could. But it's entertaining, and guys are taking chances, and it's an entertaining show. You never know what's going to happen exactly next, and that's part of the fun, so that's cool. So yeah, all in all, I had some ups and downs, but I mean, the fight scenes alone in this thing were definitely worth the price of admission, so that was very cool. So, what did you guys think? Please like, comment, subscribe, share, pass this bad boy around, and I'll let you guys know my thoughts on next week's episode when it airs. So, take care, peace, yum yum.